let's jump in.
Okay,
So
let's do
I
it.
think part of what we want to do is just keep regular communication together, just be able to talk about what's going on and how we're feeling and what the future is and what we're excited about. And so I think the first thing to do would be to look back. We had this little thing called Christmas
Yeah.
that was fun. So
Yes.
at Mission Christmas over the 2 campuses, which is cool, so great, so many volunteers, so many people inviting friends. It was so good to have the Mission family and a Mission Christmas together. There were over 2,000 people in attendance at both campuses,
Yeah.
so that was awesome.
Yeah.
So well done on inviting. I love Mission Christmas. I'm biased, so I love it so much.
Yeah.
You maybe want to talk a little bit about how like the journey of Oxnard. Now you can talk about
yes.
campus.
No. Okay. Good. I was very excited to talk about it. Yeah, it's been amazing 3 months that we've been running now, and just to see all that God has done. There was a few specific things I really wanted to share and celebrate because I know a lot of you are at that campus, a lot of you are here, and so not everybody knows what's going on. So, first of all, I am so amazed by and impressed with our launch team.
They're so great.
It's amazing.
They're great.
I mean, these people show up so early, work so hard, and every single week it blows me away that they are really doing what we hoped, which is really creating the ethos of mission, of who we are as a church, the kind of lighthouse we want to be in the city. They're doing it. They're like creating it over there, and it's just been awesome to watch. Really cool. I'm super grateful and proud of that team. So if you're on the launch team, thank you. Keep going. It's been incredible. We had 5 baptisms, which was so exciting for our first baptism.
I was there that day. It was so cool.
We did the same week that Ventura did here, and it was just so cool to like see. Even like one of the women we got to translate for her in Spanish, and she committed her life to Christ that day. And one of the other cool things is one of our guys over there on the launch team who's just become a pastor to this community. He baptized a guy, and has 2 more ready to go for January 30th, ready to get baptized.
He's in the queue. He's just got a queue.
He's like, I got 2 more people that want me to baptize them. I'm like, yes.
Why do you sound surprised? This is what we're supposed to be doing. In fact, Jesus was real clear.
Just like that.
Baptizing them.
It's like, well done.
Good on you. Good on you.
And then the other really, really fun and amazing thing that we got to do over the last month was we actually didn't have services on December 12th at Pacifica High School because they were doing a dance recital. And so we went and we got to be the church that week, and we went out into the community. And so we got to go to a local school. We got to go to the Oxnard Rescue Mission, and we got to work with the Parks Department on some of their projects that they were doing in the community. It was so amazing. Like we're going to keep doing that because it was so fun to like go be in the community, be the church, and show Oxnard like this is what the church does. And one of my favorite moments was when we were at the rescue mission. They were like, our team was like standing up front. We were serving lunch to the guys, and I knew that there were 2 guys at the rescue mission that are working really hard on their recovery, and they're just awesome dudes that were there, and we were serving them lunch. And so when he's like, hey, this is a team from Mission Church here to serve us lunch today, one of the guys was like, that's my church. I
love it.
Yes, it is.
That's so great.
So awesome.
Love it.
It's going amazing, and we're just seeing God do all kinds of stuff. Super excited.
Man, so just mission family as a whole, just think about like, man, there's a 3-month-old baby. Sound like I'm like, like a movie right now. Infant baby Jesus.
Sound like an old man,
no, I'm
but
kidding.
it's fine.
But there's an infant church, an infant congregation that has launched in Oxnard. It's 3 months old, and just exciting to see the way that you're leading it, the way that your team is serving it, the launch team, and all the ground that God has already used to take. So well done, good job. Excited for the future. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up.
So
one thing I wanted to celebrate and update as well is I don't know that we try to just lift up all the ministries around here, but our student ministry has been exceptional through the COVID season, and I don't know that a lot of like ministries or churches could even say that something's been exceptional during COVID, except like pain, and
Right.
But our student ministry, Taylor, Gracie, the resident, our resident for student ministry, and all the volunteers and leaders and volunteer staff, and honestly, student leaders that are a part of students. It's been crazy how much it's grown. Hundreds of students in middle school and high school, just super cheering you guys on. It's a really difficult time to be a teenager. I think the most difficult time ever. So for those of us that are serving students, good on you. Don't quit. It is a noble to invest in the next generation. So stay on it. You spend like thousands of hours of time for 5 minutes of great gold conversation, but that 5 minutes of great gold conversation can change the trajectory of a student's future and eternity. So thank you, thank you. So anytime you see a student, anytime you see a family with students, anytime you see a student leader or staff member or volunteer, like just say some prayers in your mind for them, encourage them, do whatever you can do, because we really love the next generation. We want to make that a huge priority. Same would go with Mission Kids for me. I think one of the things I think would be cool to update, we haven't updated the Just Getting Started.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge initiative that we all went on together, a 2-year a commitment where we were going to give above what we would normally give to be able to go further, faster into some of the campus initiatives that we feel like God was calling us to. So we challenged everyone at Mission for 1.5 over 2 years to commit to that, so that we can move into Oxnard and Ojai and kind of get those fully funded with a runway to being self-supporting.
Yep.
To be able to take some ground. So the engagement at the end of the year giving has been crazy generous at Mission. I'm so grateful and proud to be part of it. The commitments that came in over a 2-year period, we came in at 1 million of our 1.5 goal. So like it's a little short, but we're all right. What's cool though is we have time to catch that up. What's really cool is $500,000 has already been given of that 1 million that was committed. So we have about a year and a half of the journey left to be able to make up the difference. So I'm beyond excited and proud and stoked. It is good trajectory for the generosity and finances of our team. I was able to be in Slow City today, and I talked about money, which is you always bring the outside guy in to talk about money. But it was cool to be able to say, like, everyone thinks the church should be generous, right? And generous churches are made up of generous people. And to come from, like, knowing that about our church of imperfect people, that we're growing in generosity was a huge encouragement to me, and I think an encouragement to be able to challenge the people of Slow City as well. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's some looking back. We also showed a video at Mission Christmas that kind of was like a year recap looking back, and I thought it'd be appropriate for us to look back and celebrate all that God has done in the midst of some constraint of COVID. So check this out.
2021 has been an incredible year. At the start of this year, we were gathering outside in the parking lot, worshiping God together in beach chairs with sun umbrellas. So much has changed throughout this year. But what hasn't changed is that people have found hope. Lives have been changed. Practical needs have been met. Impact has been felt in this community and beyond. And none of that is possible without the generosity of the people who make up Mission. This year alone, 169 people surrendered their lives to Christ and went public with their faith through baptism. That's 169 people who have discovered that there really is hope for everyone and are finding and following Jesus. This year, hundreds of students, kids, and adults have found community and love here and started to grow in their faith. This year, Mission has been able to open our doors in Ventura to host 4 weekly recovery meetings, like AA and NA, providing a safe place for people to come and get well. It's incredible the life change we have been able to be a part of this year. But the impact of our collective generosity wasn't just felt inside the walls of Mission, it went far beyond. Through Feed 805, Mission led a community initiative and collected 46,000 pounds of food for Food Share to distribute to the many in our county that were food insecure. In addition, Mission gave over $10,000 to sponsor 2 pop-up food pantries for people to come get what they needed to feed their families. Mission has given nearly $20,000 away this year to other community partners doing great work in our county, and it's such a privilege to come alongside them. Through Item of the Month, we have supported organizations like Raising Hope, Forever Found, Tender Life Maternity Home, James Storehouse, the City Center, School on Wheels, Souls for Souls, Action Christmas Shop, and Oxnard Recreation and Community Services by collecting thousands of dollars worth of gift cards for foster youth, backpacks for youth at risk of trafficking, baby shower items for pregnant teens in foster care, cleaning supplies for homeless shelters, school supplies for homeless kids, Christmas toys for under-resourced families, and of course, the 1,741 pairs of shoes that filled the Ventura lobby. $50,000 has been given away to families or individuals right here in our community through Give One. This money has very practically paid rent, medical bills, funeral expenses, sober living costs, car repairs, counseling, and put food on the table for so many people that were in crisis and just needed some help. Way outside these walls, $36,000 was given to support other church plants up and down the coast and nationwide, as well as international missionaries who are also helping people find and follow Jesus. And through our gifts and commitments to Just Getting Started, Mission Oxnard launched this year, and Mission Ojai is coming, putting down roots in these communities to bring real help and hope to more and more people. What a year! But none of this would have been possible without the people of Mission who have given generously and trusted God. And 2021 isn't over yet. We have the opportunity to make a huge impact through our year-end giving as we head into 2022. It's just amazing what God can do with what we collectively give to Him. Let's keep making a difference and keep living on mission together.
Oh man, that's so cool.
It is so cool.
That's so cool.
Man, it's what I love the most about it is like sometimes, like it takes a lot of work to make something bad look good on a video that you want to show everyone. But I love like our church is like, wow, I forgot some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like a part of like leading some of that stuff and I forget it.
I know.
So it's helpful for
cool to see
me
it all
every
together.
time to look back and go like, man, God, you've been faithful. Like, and your people are living out the mission that you've given us. So
Yeah.
just so compelling to be part. Thank you for being a church that lives out all that stuff in a real healthy way. Privileged to be part of it. So there's some stuff coming up we're excited about.
Yeah, but
and-
before we go on any further, I just would like to make a note that I clearly was the winner in the chat for who got the best grade in Acts class. And you're right. Okay, thank you. And you're also right.
Winning in the chat is different. It's a version
true.
of winning
Like,
in
I'm
reality,
sorry,
but it's
but
not
it's just
necessarily
true.
winning in reality.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay.
All right.
Yes, we have some super exciting stuff coming up. Starting with this Saturday, we're having the Recalibrate Workshop right here at the Ventura campus from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Michael Dye, the creator of the Genesis process, and many of you have done change workshops and gone through that, and really an expert at being able to take God's word and apply it to our brains and be able to do exactly what Jody talked about this morning and just talk
good.
and really give us actual real tools instead of the coping mechanisms that we're using to deal with stress and fear and anxiety, to actually take God's word, apply it to our lives, understand how our brains work and what we can do, and actually change. So if you're looking for hope, if you're looking for answers, if you have friends and people in your life that need this, that are in that position, that they're struggling to see themselves come out on the other side of even just what we've been through in the last couple of years, man, come this Saturday. It's going to be an incredible time.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so
I
good.
don't think we could overstate how like impactful this has the potential of being, and I think it'll be something that we have to keep coming back to.
Yeah.
And realizing that stress, anxiety, and fear are at epidemic proportions because of the pandemic that we've all experienced together globally. So if we as Christians can be equipped to be able to handle that personally, and then can you imagine how refreshing we would be to a world that is grasping for ways to figure that out. And we have the answers with God and God's word and God's spirit and each other. Let's
It's
do
going to be
it.
so good. It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Excited about it.
I want to let us know of another huge initiative that we're excited about rolling out, and we'll do this kind of together. So we are going to be rolling out as Mission an initiative this season called Rooted, where we are going to say, you know what, how can we get back into and to do two things? How can we get back into community and life-giving circles? Like we're having every campus, everybody, every soul that is a part of Mission, we want to say, I'm supposed to be in Rooted. We don't should on each other very much, all right? So this is the agreement that we have. I'm not even shoulding on us as Mission. I'm saying you have to. I'm have toing.
I
don't know.
really know where you're going with
You
grammar.
gotta be part of Rooted. You
So I
have
got a
to.
better grade than
You
you.
just have to. So it's a community of getting us in community. What it's also going to do, it's a fresh look at some spiritual practices that will give us life. And we're going to do it together as a whole church, as a family together. It's going to be incredible. Maybe you want to give us some details about how that's going to roll out at each campus?
So it's going to be at both campuses. We're going to do Tuesday nights here at the Ventura campus from 7 to 9. Childcare is provided. And then on Wednesday nights from 6:30 to 8:30, it'll be at the Oxnard Performing Arts Center. And childcare also provided for that too. So we'll gather all together, and then we'll break up into groups. You'll have the same groups the whole 12 weeks, and it's going to be incredible. And churches all over the world have done this curriculum, and it's phenomenal. So
chances
we're so
are
excited.
Chances are you people on the chat have maybe heard somebody or friends have done it. Maybe somebody's even experienced it. I'm telling you, our whole church is going to go through it. We're all going to be better for it. It's going to be amazing. You cannot miss it. Some of us have not been in community in a long time, and it's time. It's time to get back into some circles. Now, there's some very real, some of us need to be in online community. There's ways that we can do that. Some of us need to figure out our own circle that we have, that we've kind of been safe, and that's great. We can do that. In fact, if you are interested, this is one of the things that Jim, he's probably on the chat, typing it in as we speak. But is there anyone interested in hosting or leading a rooted group on campus, on your own, with your own friends? I know you have your own friends, or online anywhere. Email info@Mission Ventura and say, I'm interested in hosting or leading a rooted group. We want everyone to experience Rooted, and if you have any remote interest in hosting or leading, we would love to talk to you about that. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it is something to invite people into too. I just talked to a girl today. First time she went through it, she just had her best friend do it with her, and then wasn't even part of a church, and it's totally for both a believer for a really long time and somebody brand new. So,
explain some things that can be complicated for someone that's kind of new to Jesus or far away from Jesus, but also refreshes those of us that have been walking Jesus for a while. It's a real refreshing opportunity. So don't miss it. Can't miss it. It's going to be unbelievable. And then we have another big announcement that I will let you do.
I'm so excited. So we've been meeting at Pacifica High School since we started in October, and we are actually moving locations to really...
It wouldn't be Mission if we weren't changing service times or locations or something.
We're just getting the hang of it as far as setup and everything, and so we're going to move because that's boring. Okay, so we're moving to the Performing Arts Center, which one of the reasons is because it was actually our preferred location from the beginning. We really wanted to be there. It's right in the center of Oxnard, right in the area of the people that we want to reach in Oxnard. So we are going to be at Pacifica for one more week, and then we're moving January 23rd to the Performing Arts Center. And I cannot wait. I'm so stoked about it. I feel like it's going to be a real momentum gatherer for us. I don't know if that's a word either.
It is now.
It's fine. But I think it's going to create a lot of momentum and excitement around new church coming in the city. So
absolutely.
Awesome.
Super stoked. So January 23rd.
Yes, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday we'll be at the Performing Arts Center.
The OPAC.
Yes.
Mission Oxnard at the OPAC.
Yep.
We are stoked about it. Another thing that's coming up, we're looking into February. I think we have on the calendar February 26th as a placeholder for a volunteer party, just a way to be able to gather people that volunteer at Mission together, no agenda other than fun, laughter, and thank you, and to be and food, and to be in there together, going like, man, this is unbelievable. We ran a report. This is crazy.
Yes.
We ran a report of everyone who's volunteered. It was 625
That's
people.
Amazing.
How crazy is that? That's crazy.
That's amazing.
So those of us that are volunteering, if you're not volunteering, you are missing out on the best way to get connected at Mission. So engage in that and be looking, if you're volunteering, look for the volunteer party coming up. I want to just maybe, would you consider, if you had one challenge to say, most of you may not know, but Jen leads prayer for our staff. She leads our staff prayer team that gathers every Tuesday, and so she's got a lot of devotions under her belt as a staff prayer leader. So, but it doesn't have to be devotional. But what is there a thought or a challenge that you'd have for us as Mission?
Yeah, well, I love that you even brought up prayer, because that's actually my challenge. I really believe that this season that we're heading into, and it's just been cool. We even had a strategic guy come in last week and help us plan and talk through all the places we want to go and what we want to do. And we're looking at it and honestly even reviewed where we've been, and even planting a campus here in Ventura 10 years ago, and looking at it going this is all crazy. This is what crazy people do. Like, this is nuts. Like, you don't do, a lot of this doesn't make sense on paper, but it makes sense with God, a God who works miracles, who is still moving and working, who's not surprised by any of the things that we have been through. And so my challenge really is, as a family tonight, like, to really be praying about what God is doing. Like, we can't say it enough. We can't stress enough. We can't do it enough to ask God. We don't want to go anywhere that he's not going first. And so opening the doors for us, leading us, guiding us, and really getting on our knees to go like, well, God, what are you doing in these communities that you're calling us to reach? And how do we follow you there? That's my big challenge, just to be praying. We're going to have some, I think, initiatives coming up, opportunities for us to do that more as a community, to be praying together. But if man, it would make me so excited to know that is what we're doing as a community, as a family together.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've got one challenge that I would give us. I think prayer is what I was going to use, so now I'm making it up as I go right here. So no, I'm kidding. I've got it. I want us to just. It's been a really difficult season, and some people that have been Christ followers in our family have just kind of change some habits around attendance and engagement with our family. That's all right. I mean, God is big and works in lots of places. But what I'm realizing is that as people are coming back home to mission, or they're attending for the first time in a year, or they're taking a step to a group or a workshop for the first time in 18 months, like, there's some habits that have kicked up in our lives, which, like, when you stop your spiritual habit and growth, there's some things that pop up.
Right.
And I'm watching people literally walk the parking lot shame-filled, and I'm sitting out. I just miss these people.
So, yeah.
And it's like, you don't need to be shamed. Like, the what we believe about returning home and the community that we have is that the gospel of Jesus rescues us from shame and out of, like, failure and weakness and all that stuff, and into, like, man, I'm just glad you're home. And so if we could be, as the family of mission, as people maybe, like, wanting to know if they can re-engage, and if it's going to be weird because they've been gone, may we kind of take the heart of the Father that runs to go, like, let's throw a party because you're back home, to the younger brothers, and let's go be the kind of the heart of the Father that goes out to the older brothers of Luke 15 and go, like, you got to come in and join what God is doing because you're missing out on the party. So I don't know how all that hits with everybody. It's just been something that's been impactful for me to realize that people are embarrassed because they've been gone. Yeah. And that's weird.
Yeah.
And I understand it, but you don't need to be,
Yeah.
because shame has no place here.
Yeah,
So.
that's right.
Man, thanks for the time. I'm so honored and privileged to be a part of this. I love what God is doing. Do not grow weary in doing good. We love you guys. And if you have any questions, we haven't paid attention a ton to the chat. We love you. If you have any questions, if you would email info@missionventura.com, I promise you someone will respond, and we would love to engage with anything going on in your mind, heart, or soul. Love you, Mission family.
Yeah.
Peace.